Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today, my power just went out, so I'm having to redo this whole intro as though nothing happened at all. You guys didn't see anything. You have no idea. If you're watching this on the replay, or if you're watching this like 10 minutes later, you probably have no idea that my entire power just went out. My entire house just power surged. I have no idea why. I don't know what happened. It's not like I'm running a bunch of extra things that I wouldn't normally be running. I'm messing with my lights because my lights also got messed up. Like the level that light comes out of it got messed up, and like I'm trying to find the correct light balance now. This is weird, dude. Anyway, welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today we are spectating a Kiriko that refuses to die. We have a gameplay sent in by our viewer, KDK, who has sent it into the Discord, and the link to that is in the chat right now, and is looking for some commentary on her gameplay, just to see how she did, and to highlight mistakes and room for improvement. And so if you would like to have your gameplay reviewed here on the show, you can send me the import code to the Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews section over on the Discord using the link that I have posted in the chat, or if you would like to, you can send it to me directly at DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. I do apologize that we are doing this again. I didn't anticipate having everything shut off on me mid-stream. And again, like, it's not like I'm doing anything extra. Like, I don't have anything on that isn't normally on. I have no idea why everything shut off. But let's go ahead and boot this up. I want to thank Mom, with some numbers at the end there, who followed at the beginning of the previous stream. I tried to say hello, and I tried to, you know, post in the Twitch chat, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to, because the entire computer shut off, the whole power in the house shut off. So, Mom, if you can hear the sound of my voice, if you're still here, or if you are coming back, thank you, and I appreciate your follow over on Twitch. You're a real one. Let's see, it was, Mom878, thank you so much for your follow over on Twitch. We also had someone come in and drop their spam on me, so I'm glad they're not here anymore. So yeah, so thanks for being here. For everybody who is here, how are you? How is your day? I hope everything is going well. It is 11:21 in the morning here on the East Coast, and I tried to start this immediately at 11, but unfortunately, like I said, we lost our power, so we're starting it over here. Just making sure that everything is good, making sure, okay, it's looking like we're good on Twitch, we are good on YouTube, everything is looking fine now. Alright, I guess we'll, let's give it a go. So, KDK says, here's the game code. I'm Dynamite if you want to spectate me. I'm in a 3-stack with other support and the tank. Also, 0 deaths for me. This Bastion positioning was certainly questionable. Let's go ahead, and we're going to check out the team. Oh my god, Spud, what's going on? Spud, I missed you so much. How is James doing? How's everything? How's life? How did the hospital stay go? Before we dive too much into this, I need to know about James. I need to know that he's doing okay. I need to hear all of the updates on what happened and all of that. And I also need to show you guys something. Yeah, I'm back with a vengeance. And unfortunately, like I said, the power went out, so I was back like 20 minutes ago, but it didn't quite let me. It told me no, basically. So I'm saving something real quick, and while you are telling me about how the last couple of days have been, the last week or so for you guys, the gallstone incident where James, your guy, went to the hospital and all of that, I need to know all of the news. I need to know how the surgery went for the gallstones and all of that. I am going to be saving this because there's something that I needed to show you as well, for both you and everyone else who is here, because I think everyone will appreciate this. Let me just save this. Okay, so I'm pulling something in that I forgot about until I saw Spud's name, and I got to pull it into OBS real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, and then before we dive into this gameplay review, we're gonna take just one moment and catch up on the news to make sure that our people are good. You know, our people are safe and and fine and healthy and happy. That is the most important. And I'm gonna hit open, bang, and we're just gonna take that away for now. We'll come back to that in a second, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But yeah, so hospital. Spud says hospital was a pain, no surgery, and discharged the next day. We managed to get a private surgeon for this Tuesday, and I had no idea you had to book your own anesthesiologist. Oh my God, do you really? Other than that, he's alive. Damn, dude, I'm so sorry. James, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are, I hope you're hanging in there, brother. It's, I can't imagine what having a gallstone must be like, especially knowing that you need surgery on the gallstone. That's actually terrifying. That's one of those things. It's never happened to me. I've had a lot of crazy medical issues pop up. I got my appendix out when I was in my 20s. I had like some kidney stones along the way. I've had many lung collapses and multiple lung surgeries, and but never a gallstone. I'm pretty sure those are a lot bigger than a kidney stone. So I do not envy you in any way, and I'm sorry that they weren't able to just give you the surgery right away. Like, that seems like bullshit, right? It seems like that should be something that should easily be able to be taken care of, especially like through your insurance. Like, they should just be like, oh, okay, this is a necessary surgery, and then you're good to go, right? You have to pay the hospital, the surgeon, and the anesthesiologist, so I've been trying to contact and book them. The doctors at the hospital were rude, cold, and spoke to us for less than 2 minutes. Yo, you need to go to a different hospital, I think, because that's bullshit. You have a real medical emergency there. That's ridiculous. Trying to, like, I can't imagine what booking a surgeon is like for you guys, but like in the United States, in the US, I don't know why I said in the United States. No one here calls it the United States, by the way. Like, we don't. We call it the States, or we say the US, but we basically never say the United States. Unless you're foreign and you moved here, then you call it the United States. Here in the States, right? When you need to get a surgery, the hospital bills you and your insurance hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, like, I can't imagine how you would book that. Like, just knowing what I know about medical stuff, right? Like, I don't know how you would book that here and realistically, like, be able to pay. Like, you just wouldn't, right? Like normal people don't have $300,000 lying around just waiting, to be thrown at whatever medical emergency comes up, right? Like, that is... I feel like it would be impossible to book something like that. It should have been free, but they didn't see it as urgent. They were like, you shouldn't be in pain. It's, well, what if I am in pain, goddammit? Like, what do you mean you shouldn't be in pain? That's ridiculous. It's $7,000 plus we get about $1,000 from the government. That is significantly cheaper than it would be here. So, like, just for reference sake, I'm gonna look up gallstone surgery US pricing, right? I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Gallstone surgery US pricing. Can vary from $3,000 to $17,391, according to Google's AI, which is notoriously bad. But, like, that, yeah, okay, so it's still a very expensive surgery. Still a very expensive surgery, no matter what way you slice it. $7,000 up to $17,000, like, that is a lot of money, dude. I don't know who's got $17,000 just chilling, just waiting to be used on whatever, but I'll be honest, it's basically no one, right? I feel like nobody has that kind of money just lying around, right? You gotta ask your family, you gotta set up a payment plan for that shit. DeMarcus, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the show. Today we're spectating a Kiriko that refuses to die. In the next, like, 2 minutes, we'll get started with that. It's fine, I'll just be eating beans on toast for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen, right? Like, I can't imagine how you pay, like, $10,000 just off the cuff like that. Like, no one has that. At least not here. Like, we're a paycheck to paycheck society, right? The States, it's expensive as hell to live here. Most of us don't have savings. Most of us are thousands of dollars in credit card debt, right? And then when medical bills come up, like, it's pay to live here in our country. Like, it's pay to live. If you don't have the money, you just die. And that is legit how it goes down. So, like, yeah, or like if you don't have insurance, right? Like, they'll just They'll just let you go, I think, here. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine the pain he must be in right now. I'm sorry to James, and I hope he's doing well, and I hope that he continues to get better. And I want to, you know, extend my condolences. It's also like how seeing me reminds you of cannibalism. Yo, okay, so speaking of cannibalism, so I drive up, I'm getting a Happy Meal. I don't know what you guys call it over there. They're Happy Meals here, right? I'm getting a Happy Meal for my kid the other day, and I'm in the drive-thru at McDonald's, and I look over at the window, and what do I see? Yeah, that's right. You're seeing that correct. I'm just gonna scale it down some. They stole our fucking idea. Are they serious? What is this? What the hell, McDonald's? You trying to compete in our market? Listen, you cannot compete with Campbell's, all right? We have cornered the market. This is ridiculous. McDonald's is moving in on our territory, dude. Like, what? Come on. How does this happen? How does this happen? We have to sue. We have to sue. Something has to be done about this. This is an outrage. Right? And it's not just one sign either. It's not just one sign. Give me 1 second. I'll pull the other one in. Because there's a second one as well. Wait. There it is. Look at that. This is out of control. They took our idea. I swear to God, they're moving in on our territory. Bro, you can't, DeMarcus, you can't make this up. I swear to God. This was at my McDonald's. How are they gonna do that to us? Why? Why would they do that to us? Doubt the ice cream machine will work long enough to sell any. Yo, you're absolutely right, though. You're 100% right. The ice cream machine's probably already broken. They probably just got a blender, right? A grandma blender. I'm like messing with the, when the power went out over here, the light balance on my monitors got all funky. So I'm like trying to make sure that it still looks correct on my face. They got cameras everywhere. Please tell me this is fake. DeMarcus, I swear to God, it is at my McDonald's this very moment. I was in the drive-thru, I'm getting a Happy Meal for my kid, and in the window, this is what I see. I did not make this. I can't make a photoshopped version of this with the reflection of my town in the window. That is too much. That is too much graphic art for me. So, yeah. I don't know how this happens. I swear to God, they stole our idea. They got cameras everywhere. They got cameras, they got microphones, they're listening. Like, I never thought the day would come that I would have to have, like, an actual fist fight with Mickey D's, right? McDonald's has some explaining to do. They really do. I need to know where the hell they get off thinking this is okay. Alright, because this is nonsense. It is not okay. It's not okay. Just so everybody knows, I'm dropping some big middle fingers to the McDonald's in my area. I'm not sure if this is every McDonald's. You guys can Google it and see if it's in your area. But I swear to God, the signs are up at my McDonald's. I don't know why they did this. This is stealing of intellectual property. And Campbell's will not stand for this. They won't. Okay, so now that we have completely alienated everyone who is going to watch this on the replay, thinking that they're going to get a Kiriko review. McThievery! McThievery! Oh my God. Yo, that is so funny. That's the most accurate depiction of what I just saw. These guys are McCrooks, you know? This is ridiculous. I can't believe this happened. I never thought the day would come where I would have to get into a fisticuffs match with Mickey D's, but here we are. All right, so I have properly alienated everyone who is watching this on the replay. If somehow you're still here on the replay, thank you, because that, you know, we had to get that out of the way. All right, we had some talking to do. It's been a couple of days since I've seen these guys. I had to hear the update on my boy and make sure that he's okay. Feels like I have food in my mouth, which would be weird because I haven't eaten since, like, it's been like 24 hours. It's been like 23 and a half hours since I've eaten, so it'd be real weird. And I brushed my teeth twice since then. It'd be real weird if there was food in my mouth, but I swear to God, it feels like I ate something. It's just my cheek. Apparently, I must have bit my cheek at some point. Anyway, so got that out of the way. We are spectating a Kiriko today. Katie K has sent in her gameplay footage to be reviewed here on the show, and we're gonna go ahead and check that out. We have this Flashpoint game, and on her team, she is the Kiriko on the red team, which is great because it's gonna mess me up the entire time. I'm gonna think that the red team is the enemy team and not your actual team, Katie. So that's gonna be great. When he's had the surgery and all healed, he better buy me KFC and watch ghost hunting videos, or I'm a riot. How are you going to afford KFC at that point, you know? After the massive expense of the gallstone surgery, right? Unless KFC sells beans on toast. Also, I love ghost hunting. I love the ghost shows. Do you watch Ghost Adventures, Spud? Because, like, of all of them, that is my favorite one. I feel like as much as I don't necessarily love Zach Baggins as a host, he has the best show, in my opinion. We will shape the beans to look like chicken. See, now this is just next level thinking that I could not have come up with on my own. We need your genius to be able to pull off stuff like this. All right? Because I've never have considered what beans like chicken how could we even do that? You know, I see these vegan foods get made. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched a documentary, but there's a really good one on Netflix where it's like a bunch of vegan food getting made. And they like vegan cheese and stuff like that. How do they make it look like cheese? I was so curious. I watched it and like, wow, they turned mushrooms into cheese, bro. Like, that shit is for real. I've never seen that before. That was nuts. I watch Ghost Files on YouTube. I've never seen Ghost Files. Do you know about Sam and Cody? Sam and Cody? I'm pretty sure it's Sam and Cody. Let me just, Sam and Colby. There we go. I was like, that doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, so I 100% think that you should check out this YouTube channel. Not now, but I'm going to drop you the link here in the chat so that you can check them out. Spud, check these guys out for your ghost stuff, because they had some incredible videos last year. What's that? Oh, it hurts to sneeze. Yeah, they had some incredible videos last year where they were out ghost hunting in different parts of the US. I can't get over the BFF prank they did. I did not see that. I have actually never watched their channel other than their ghost videos. Which is wild to think about because they have like 11 million subs, but yeah, never watched them. I'm sure they're cool dudes. I'm sure their other content is good, but Stargazer was watching one of the ghost things, and I sat down and watched it, and I was like, yo, this is actually really good. And then we went on a bender and watched like 5 more of them, and so yeah, it was really good. Really, really solid. It was like 2015 to 2016 old drama. That is old. When you look back, like, in terms of the internet, that might as well be ancient times, you know? So, in this game, we have a Kiriko and a Moira on Katie K's team, and the Kiriko-Moira combo is incredibly powerful for the amount of healing per second that they can put out together. It's actually insane how much health these two characters, when played properly, can continue to heal. They are more or less like 2 of the best possible scenario characters that you could jump in with, and Katie has said that she is in a 3-stack with the other support and the tank. Well, I think that these two support are very good. You're going to have a tough time with your tank playing Roadhog because the enemy team has an Ana, and we'll talk more about that in a second, but Roadhog as a tank is very, very powerful right now. But the tank pick is easily counterable with certain compositions on the enemy team, and it's going to take more than just the Ana. But not only do they have Ana, but they also have Cassidy, and they also have Doomfist, so they can put out a very large amount of burst damage during the time when the anti-heal is on your Roadhog, and that could make it difficult for your Roadhog to do what he wants to do. But if this Doomfist sucks balls, which, like, there's like a 99% chance that this Doomfist sucks balls, then you guys will probably get away with murder, legitimate murder, and like they just won't be able to do anything about it, right? The Roadhog pick is so strong right now, and Roadhog just as a character is so mechanically less skill required compared to the Doomfist pick that like he can get a massive amount of value with very little effort compared to Doom, who needs to press all of his cooldowns correctly and be in the right place at the right time and dive properly to actually do the things that a Roadhog can do kind of for free, right? So your 3-stack combo is looking really solid here. On your team, you also have a Sombra, which can be very good for eliminating their Ana. And if your Sombra can hack their Ana at clutch moments and keep her attention away from the team, then it's very likely that your team will dominate them, because the Ana is kind of the linchpin in the whole strategy to counter your Roadhog. So if the Ana is otherwise occupied or dead and respawning, right, then the Roadhog pick becomes that much more powerful, because he can't be stopped with a certain amount of healing. And since the tank passive has given him 25% headshot damage reduction, the amount of sustain that Roadhog has right now is like over the top. It's through the roof. He is so strong in this meta, in this current meta. Roadhog is like disgustingly good right now. So there's that to consider, right? And with your Sombra, you can very easily lock down an Ana. Even if you don't kill her, you can hack her, you can distract her, and in that time, as long as she is not healing her team, then it's going to be all on Moira. And it depends on whether or not the Moira is a support Moira or a TikTok Moira. And if she is heavy into the damage and you occupy their Ana, well, then they have just no healing at all, right? So like that could be another thing that that ends up swinging the tides in your favor. Sombra is a good counter to Doomfist also. Yeah, she is. She's actually a really good counter to Doomfist, because a properly placed hack on Doomfist can interrupt his power block, which not only denies his ability to sustain and throws off his cooldown rotation, it also massively undercuts his ability to one-hit you, because without the power block charging up his rocket punch, he is basically a shittier version of another tank, right? Like he's a very mobile but worse version of like a wrecking ball at that point, right? So if Doomfist can't be aggressive and put out a lot of value with his damage, then he basically sucks balls, and there's kind of no reason to run Doomfist over a different tank, right? So Sombra is actually a pretty strong pick on your team. You do have a Bastion as well, which, like, Bastion is not my favorite DPS pick overall. Not really that good. It requires a team to make a mistake for the Bastion to be able to get value, and I just, in general, don't think that making a mistake, betting on the enemy team making a mistake, is probably not the way that you're going to get a lot of value as you move up in the ranks. So like Bastion, while he can be good, again, you are requiring the enemy team to walk in front of him during his tank form cooldown, and otherwise he is just a worse version of a different hit scan DPS, right? Like, so he's like a worse Soldier 76, or like a worse Sojourn, or, you know, as if they, assuming that they don't walk in front of him during his tank form. Like, that is probably the only character on your team that I think might not be very good. On the enemy team, they have 2 hit scan, which is, like, straight off the jump, this is a stronger combo than having a Bastion on your team. And that kind of sucks, right? Because that means that they can put out a lot of offensive pressure onto you, and while the Soldier may not be the best at countering the Roadhog, because his damage is damage over time compared to the Cassidy and the Doomfist, which are burst damage, and so, like, this pick could be better with a burstier hero. Having 2 hit scans means that they are going to very easily be able to put pressure onto your squishy characters, assuming they can aim. And if they can't aim, well, then what are they playing hit scans for to begin with? That's a discussion for another day. Like I said earlier, they have an Ana, which is a very hard counter to your Roadhog, both with the anti-heal, which is the main way that you're going to be able to kill Roadhog, with the anti-heal up, plus the burst damage from the other team, like a Helix Rocket, a couple of headshots from the Cassidy, and a Rocket Punch from the Doomfist can instantly eliminate a Roadhog. But that requires a lot of team coordination, and for them to capitalize on a very small window, and if they don't, then it's going to be your tank kind of rolling over them, KDK says, hey everyone, on a meeting call, so YouTube is muted, but I hope everyone's day is great. KDK, good luck with your call. We are spectating your gameplay today. Thank you for being here, and I hope your day is great too. I hope the call goes well, and we'll see you in just a bit when you are done with that. So the Moira on their team can put out a lot of healing and can very easily get into places with the Doom Fist. So if the Moira is good, then the Moira can dive in with the Doom and then still have her Fade available 6 seconds later to dive out when the Doom uses his punch or his dive to get out of the fight as well. That being said, Ana plus Doom Fist is not a very good combo because Doom is in places very quickly and Ana doesn't go anywhere very quick because she'll break a hip, right? Like, she is like a grandma walking around in the mall in the morning, right? She's doing her aerobics exercises by walking through the mall at 5:30 in the morning, right? She's got her 2 little weights, right? And she's just kind of chugging along there at a grandma's pace. She, like, very realistically will not be able to heal this Doom Fist a lot of the time. So it's gonna fall on Moira and their ability to keep up with Doom to keep him alive. Otherwise, he will have to play a very passive Doom Fist, which is basically just not going to work, right? So that being said, we have the team comps all set, and I wish that I had waited a little bit closer to the time when the actual doors open, just in case anybody changes their character, but it is what it is, right? We're just going to go ahead and start this review here. We're going to check it out, and we're going to see what happens. We got 10 seconds left. No one has changed characters yet, so that's good. I would like to see everybody up near the spawn door to begin with, and we're pretty much all here, right? Looks like we're all here. Yeah, everybody is at the spawn door. This is great. And then that way you guys don't squander your time advantage off the start here. So you know that their Doom Fist is going to get there faster than your team is. Your Moira is already up in the front here, which could be fine. Or it could be the death of Moira, depending on how quickly their hit scan can come into the fight. But Moira does wait there, and that's good. I see that you are also waiting for your opportunity, waiting for your tank to move forward here. And you can see that the Hog walks out already critical, right? Already low health, using his take a breather, but that's not really too big of a deal yet. You're catching a little bit of heat from the side, and you very intelligently line of sight the person who is shooting you from the right-hand side there. You're throwing out some heals to your Roadhog, throwing in some kunai along the way, which is also good, but not too many, right? You're chucking out some kunai in the direction of that Cassidy, and while I think that was maybe 1 or 2 too many kunai, you were able to get the kill there with the follow-up from your Bastion, but now the Doom Fist has jumped on top of you with his dive, and he's going to be trying to rocket punch you into the wall. But you very quickly teleport out of there, and that is incredibly good reaction time on your part. As soon as the Doom Fist hits you, you teleported out. The one thing that I want to discourage, though, is immediately using your Suzu on teleport. While that did protect you and keep you alive, the need for your Suzu could come up very heavily soon because the Ana is still alive, right? So you might need to cleanse that anti-heal, and having that on cooldown, the 15 seconds is an incredibly long cooldown, so it could be difficult for you to be able to keep your team alive if you do get antied in this moment. And if not, well, then you kind of got away with it scot-free, but I want to discourage you immediately pressing Suzu as soon as you teleport. Save it for the moments when you really need it, because the cooldown is so long. It was very good reaction time, though. You see that your Bastion is asleep right now. You're just keeping him alive. Nothing wrong with that. You teleported there. Maybe you didn't mean to. Who knows? Put a little bit of damage into the Doom Fist. You shot him in the stomach there with the kunai, which helped your Roadhog actually get the kill on him. And you can see now your Sombra is getting low. Not too big of a deal as long as Sombra can get out. But the Moira on your team is also getting low, so hopefully they don't end up committing too deep to an angle. We can see the damage beam is going on here, so they need to be smart about the duel they take. Spud says, I had a Doom spam, don't get back up after killing me earlier. Which is funny because there are no self-reses in this game, right? Like, how are you going to get back up? I'm not sure that that voice line is applicable. Maybe he should just stick with the "and they say," you know? Their whole team just went down. Their entire team just died. You guys dominated them in that first fight. Your point presence is undeniable. You have very fast flicking going on as well, which leads me to believe you're probably on mouse and keyboard. You got your, maybe not. Just with the way that you were turning just there. Maybe you just have a very high sensitivity on your controller. Hard to say. You're busting out the railings. That is good, because you never want them to trip you up, get in the way of your feet. We now see that their tank, Doomfist, has swapped over to a Roadhog. So it's a Roadhog versus Roadhog duel. Your Cassidy, their Cassidy even, I say your because this is... You always think of the blue team as the team that you're spectating, right? But not now. This gets me all the time. Anyway, their Cassidy has swapped over to a Reaper. Their entire support squad has switched as well. There's now a Baptiste and a Mercy. This is not a good combo to stop the Roadhog on the other team, on your team, from doing whatever Roadhog wants to do. This is flat out, this is a stupid swap. Knowing that you have a Roadhog to deal with, why would you pick Mercy over the Ana that you were before? Why would you pick Baptiste over the Moira that you were before? That doesn't make sense. That is dumb. The Moira can very easily... Thank you also for the feedback. You got it. That's what I'm here for. The Moira on the other team could very easily pull your Sombra out of stealth, which is, like, way more valuable than anything Baptiste can do. You don't have any flying characters. There's kind of no reason to have this Bap. The Reaper pick, Reaper is not meta at all right now. Reaper is like the worst character in the entire game. Maybe Hanzo, like arguably Hanzo, maybe is the other one. Gotta go. See ya. Have a good stream. DeMarcus, thanks for stopping by, dude. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch up with you soon. Reaper is like the worst character in the entire lineup right now. He's worse than everybody. The only character that could be argued that he's maybe better than is Hanzo, but like even Hanzo has his burst damage uses. Reaper's just bad. So like these three people that all swapped, bad. 4 people on their team swapped after one fight. You didn't even give it a chance to see if you could do something different. You just all swapped thinking that you were gonna make the right move. Super weird. Super weird. And, okay, so your team is good right now. Your Bastion is off on a wild flank angle. I'm not really sure what Bastion thinks they're doing over here. But this is not the way, right? Like, I gotta move that out of the way. This is not the way. Bastion going out to fight the enemy team all on his own. And let's just see, does he have his tank cooldown up? Yes. So, potentially, if he wanted to do what he's doing right now, Bastion should have come around this corner in tank form and started mowing from the side angle, right? And that would have forced everybody to look at him. But for whatever reason, he's just out in the middle of nowhere. So he's going to die, right? Your Bastion is dead. There's no way he gets away from the... Oh. Uh-oh. So you teleported to the Bastion. Your Swift Step now on cooldown. The entire enemy team is about to look at him. You're going to hit him with the Suzu in this moment. And I think since you did teleport to him, I think it is a good idea to immediately use the Suzu right now, because that will give him at least a second to get value out of his tank form, or at least let him swap over to the tank form before immediately getting burned down. I would not have teleported out to him, because he is, like, if you look at all the people that are now in your line of sight, the Bastion did get the Soldier, actually, so that's actually pretty good. But, like, the Roadhog is here, the Baptiste is here, the Mercy is here. Where's Cassidy? Cassidy? Excuse me, Reaper. Where is Reaper? Reaper is in spawn, so Reaper doesn't know what to do. So you're gonna win this based off of the fact that they are not, they're not even in your line of sight right now. So, like, so that's good. So, like, the fact that you came into this on a 4v5 and you teleported out, it actually gives you a little bit of an advantage. You're on PC. I had a feeling. Your flicking is very fast. Very, like, probably too fast for a controller player to realistically be flicking. So I think that you will live right now. You're probably going to Suzu this Bastion, like I said, and then the Bastion maybe can get a little bit of value here. You did Suzu them. The Roadhog immediately swaps over to start fending off the threat, right? And now you Swift Step out. Yep, exactly, yep. You did all you could for him. Your team was able to pick both of their support in this moment, and now their Roadhog is going to die. Straight up, their Roadhog dies now because they have nobody to support him. He has no one left to make him live. I mean, unless he just leaves like he's doing right now, right? Your Sombra went in deep. Everyone should be pushing this Roadhog right now. The whole team, everybody at the same time. Yeah, we all push him. You can hear that their Reaper has now swapped over to a Bastion as well. You need to Suzu your own feet and teleport over to either your Moira. This would be the best person to teleport to right now. Swift step to Moira so that you can be behind this wall as quickly as possible. Or to your Sombra. Again, you will line of sight them, but you'll be farther away if you swift step over to Sombra. You need to Suzu your own feet right now, though. You just go for the, you did it backwards, but that's okay. The Bastion on their team also started ignoring you in favor of shooting somebody else, which is good. Good for you, anyway. And with the combo of your damage plus the Sombra's damage, this Bastion's going down. Nothing he could do about that. You want to get this Sombra a little bit of a heal, and then teleport out. Yeah, so I see you're looking for it, right? She needs just a little bit more health. I would have quickly turned through the Ofuda over to her one more time and then teleported back inside because you want to be behind your tank at this moment. Being out here is a very dangerous place for you to be. You can see in your line of sight right now, you've got the Hanzo who could basically one-hit you. Very, very close to a one-hit. If he does hit you in the head with this arrow, and then you have the Baptiste who is coming around the corner and can shoot you from this distance with his hit scan pulse rifle. So if you get hit by both, even if it's just a body shot from the Hanzo, if you get body shot by the Hanzo and body shot by the Bap, you will die instantly. So like it's time for you to go. And you immediately teleport in. That's good. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. This is great. Your Sombra needs to stop playing fast and loose with the enemy team's Roadhog. They should be hacking squishier targets, and your Sombra probably will die if they keep getting pushed. But they didn't, so that's good. The Roadhog just decided, you know what, forget it, I'm not going to chase that Sombra. It's smart. I always recommend not chasing, but that being said, they could have taken an important character on your team out at that moment. So maybe that is one place where chasing might have been okay. You're getting the heals in on your Hog, this is good. You probably could have peeked this angle a little bit and thrown a kunai or two at the enemy's Hog, but keeping yourself safe is also not a bad idea. Sometimes playing a more passive playstyle keeps you alive for longer, and staying alive is the most important part, right? So your Bastion is dead. There's nothing you could have done about that unless you had Suzu'd him at the exact moment. You tried to throw the Suzu on him, but it happened too fast. Human reaction speed can only go so quickly, right? So you did your best to try and save him. He got out of position and hooked. It is what it is, right? Your Sombra has killed their Baptiste again, so with them down a DPS, because your Hog pulled in their Hanzo and killed him, with them down a DPS and down a support, there's no chance that they win this next fight in this 3v5 scenario against you and your team. It's over. Like, you guys win this point. There's nothing they can do about it. You're dropping a little bit of heals in on your Sombra. At this moment, I would walk around this corner and I would Kitsune rush right now. Your Hog has whole Hog. If you walk around this corner and you use it as an initiator tool, right? As soon as you come around this corner, you strafe out, you hit Kitsune, right? And it shoots the Fox, goes straight in this way, and then your Hog hits whole Hog, and then bang, he just whole Hogs them completely off the point, pushes the other Hog into the wall behind you, and that combo, the whole Hog Kitsune rush combo, is like the most damaging ult combo in the entire game. So in that moment, you can win this entire fight straight away by using your Kitsune rush, and then in that way you can also generate another one before the next fight comes up, or like start generating another one before the next fight comes up. Your Hog took a lot of damage there again, and you could have even increased your own healing output by hitting the Kitsune rush as you came around this corner. Yes. And there's the combo, right? And then you hit Hog with the Suzu so that he can't be interrupted from his ultimate. Their Hog goes down, their Bastion goes down. It's that fast, right? It really is that much damage. Like, the whole Hog combo is, combined with Kitsune Rush, is just an overwhelming amount of DPS. You teleport over to the Hog to make sure that he stays alive and throw in an extra kunai or two on the Moira so that he can secure the kill, and that is very good. You are balancing the aggression with the support playstyle very well in this gameplay so far. I really like what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, so, I went too far there. So you definitely, you came around the corner and you started throwing a couple of kunai to the Hanzo, which is fine as long as you don't stay in his line of sight too long, right? So there you go. And then you break line of sight with him, right? You don't want to peek back out and keep trying to fight him because of how much burst damage this Hanzo can actually put out. So with your Moira here, she is begging to die, right? Like, if you're in comms with her, I would just say, there's a Hanzo around that corner, don't peek, right? Because, like, yes, their tank is dead, but the Hanzo BAP, like I said, just like they can kill you, can kill Moira very, very easily, right? So, like, we want to be extremely careful about peeking this corner while the Hanzo is here. Your Sombra came out and hacked their Baptiste, which is great because they forced out the lamp, and the lamp being on cooldown means that they're not going to have this defensive ability when they need it potentially in the future here. So this is great for you. Your team is going this way, right? So because your team is going this way, I think you're trying to get a little angle on whoever the Sombra might be going after. But I think in this moment, it would be better maybe just to stay with your squad. You traded out your Bastion for their Bastion with your Sombra coming around the corner there. So that's kind of fine. You guys going into this as a 4v4, that's not so bad. But you know that they have ultimates online, right? Like, if you think about the enemy team, you have not seen any of their ultimates come out yet. So you know that they at least have a whole hog. You know that they at least have a window. So you want to be careful about where you play and be close to a piece of cover here, like right here, because wherever their BAP comes out, the window should come out after that, right? And then the whole hog should come out after the window so that the Roadhog on the enemy team can utilize the damage buff from the BAP window to actually put in some serious value with his whole hog ultimate. You're playing kind of out in the middle of this, spot right here. If you were just a little bit closer to this piece of cover, it would make me feel better. Although you are out of hook range right now, you are still in range of headshots from other characters. So just be very careful. And we see that their Mercy has swapped over to a Zenyatta now, presumably to counter your Roadhog with the Discord Orb. And now the hog is very much inside of hook range for you, right? So very, very dangerous spot to be, but your hog is kind of body blocking him right now. He drops down, and yeah, again, so like, you just want to play close to this piece of cover, and you immediately strafed in as soon as you heard the Zenyatta orbs come out. That is very good. Good job. Your Sombra being here is good as well because it means that these support players will have to think twice before coming out to support their Roadhog, right? And because the healing orb is already on the Baptiste, it can't actually be put on the Roadhog unless the Zen comes out and fully commits to the angle. And with the Sombra there, it's very unlikely that they will. So this Roadhog has no support right now. Your Moira uses their Coalescence, which I'm not really sure why, right? Like, they're trying to get some extra heals out on the Roadhog, and I guess that does get them from a longer distance, but your hog very likely will go down here, even though they're using Take a Breather, even though the Coalescence is on them. It's going to be tough. There you go. It's going to be tough to keep him alive unless you turn around and toss the Ofuda his way, and you were able to, and their hog repositioned for a second, lost the distance that they had. With them being farther away, the whole hog deals less damage, even though it's still booping him around. Excuse me. Sorry, I got a burp. But even though the whole hog's still booping him around, the amount of pellets that are actually hitting on point right now are lessened. And between the Coalescence and your Ofuda, you're going to be able to keep this hog alive. And he very intelligently line of sights the whole hog here. You can see that hog has changed his focus now over to the Moira inside of Cole, hoping that they can hopefully get a kill on your Moira. And in this moment, you could Suzu her. Your Suzu's on cooldown. At this moment, the Moira's kind of in it to win it on her own then. You got the damage coming out for your team. You get hooked, which is not great, right? You throw a very clutch panic Suzu and immediately climb the wall. I'm not sure if you meant to climb this canister, but that is going to be the thing that saves you because the hog will not be able to follow up. And that immediate teleport, incredibly fast reaction speed on your part. Good job. You jump down, which is really good because you know that you have line of sighted the Bastion while they're inside of their tank form now. You can see that your Sombra is getting low health. One thing that I would like to see you do, yes, you're doing it already, is just kind of jumping up and toss the Ofuda, and that way you can jump back down if you need to, assuming that the Bastion is still inside of their tank form. You are murdering these guys right now. And unfortunately, your Sombra goes down, but there's only so much you can do when they get hooked. They get pulled in, they get shot and meleeed. Like, it is what it is, right? You did your best to try and save her. You went out to try and drop a heal on her. It is what it is. You're doing really good here. Your Bastion, why would they do this? Right? Like, let's just be real. This is death for your Bastion right now. Maybe they get this Hanzo and they get the kill on the Hanzo. We already heard the Storm Arrow come out a second ago. I don't know if you heard it, but I definitely heard it. So the Hanzo Storm Arrow is on cooldown right now, and they are low health. But the Bastion is also very low health and in line of sight with the Roadhog, in line of sight with the Kiriko on the other team, who, like, this guy has now swapped. He went from Ana to Mercy to Zenyatta to Kiriko. This guy has no idea what support he wants to play or how to combat your team at all. So, because of that, you're rolling them so hard that this guy's panicking. He's panic swapping. He's consistently removing himself from the ultimate economy, and because of that, they have never gotten an ultimate out of this character. Very chump level gameplay on his part. Should have stayed as Ana to begin with, right? We're gonna play it out from here for a second, because I want to see if your Bastion gets punished. They absolutely should die for taking this flank angle alone. And they do, right? And the Hanzo doesn't even go down, right? Look at him, dude. The Baptiste comes around the corner, tries to drop a heal on him. He misses. You see it hit the wall back here. But the Hanzo doesn't even die. Like, what did this Bastion do by coming out here? Absolutely nothing. He accomplished nothing. Threw his own life away, so that feels bad. But, like, we know not to take angles like that, right? We know better than that. You don't go out with your entire team and stand in front of the enemy Roadhog. Or without your entire team, even, and stand in front of the enemy Roadhog. It's never going to end well. Right now, you can climb this. Boop, boop, boop. You climb up, right? And then that way, just in case somebody is around this corner, there's a chance that you could drop the Ofuda on them. He wanted to give them a chance. That is obviously what went down. 100%. The Bastion on your team was like, you know what? Let me make them feel better so they don't quit the game. And I'll just walk out into my own doom. Okay, so you know that you're walking into this next fight with a Bastion ult and an EMP, and because of that, if your Bastion and your Sombra can communicate inside a voice chat, we can hear when the Bastion uses ultimate, and then he can wait a second while in ultimate, and then drop it on the people that get EMP'd while they have no ability to escape. That would be best case scenario, right? The ult combo would be best case scenario. And you swift step over to your Roadhog, which is a good idea because it gets you there very quickly, and then you play a little bit passively as your swift step is on cooldown. You're trying to defend your Sombra right now, and you are able to successfully defend your Sombra with the damage that you were able to put in with that body shot kunai, so that is really good. Feels good. Okay, and their Hanzo goes down. Your team has the advantage in the 4v5 now, but their Bastion has just gone tank for him in front of your Sombra, right? So Sombra needs to break line of sight. The Bastion is not only in tank form, but being supported by both supports. So your Sombra needs to break line of sight, otherwise they are dead, and there's no amount of healing that can save them through that damage. And we need her alive, right? Because we want to utilize this EMP. Right now, your butthole should be clenched up. You should be able to cut a cigar, because when this Roadhog comes around the corner, you know that this is death staring you in the face, right? Like, if he hooks you and pulls you in, hits you with the shotgun melee combo, you are dead, right? So there's nothing you can do about that. You want to quickly flick to either your, like, best case would be your Moira, right? But I doubt that you'll be able to see the Moira in this amount of time before the hook comes out. So just swift step over to your Roadhog to break line of sight with theirs. Smooth. And I just want to highlight right now, the Roadhog did use his hook in that moment, right? So as you hit your swift step, he missed his hook at the exact moment. Look, very close to you, though. Like, if he'd have hit this, you would not have been able to swift step, and very realistically could have been death. But you were able to get out of there, and exactly the thing that I said was going to happen happened. You jump in. You did use the Suzu again immediately. So like I said, try not to Suzu as soon as you swift step in, just in case, right? You might need that later. As you come out of here, you want to turn around and run up this wall, right? You know he's shooting you from the side. You can completely break line of sight with him and still maintain the healing angle on your Roadhog by running up this wall. And you do. Awesome. This is very high-level gameplay on the part of KDK right now. You are smart, you are fast, and you are making all the right decisions. Right now would have been the moment where you needed to Suzu. Right, just in case. Keep that guy alive. But you didn't end up needing it. You throw it anyway. You have already won this fight. That would have been another moment where you could have used it, right? You swift stepped and Suzu'd again. This would have been another moment where you could have used it had you not used it immediately after the swift step. You can run up this wall, right, and utilize your high ground position here to get a better angle on your hog, and then that way you can also just drop down should you need to utilize this wall. You have been very good with your cover usage up to this point, though, and you are jiggle peeking this corner, which is exactly what you needed to do. You got hit with the hog. I saw you look down to try and throw the Suzu on yourself, but it's on cooldown. And you got the team kill there on point 3. You are obliterating them. You are mopping this team up. They have no chance to get to you at all. I saw that crouching speeds up. I'm gonna butcher it. The Suzu effect, because it hits the floor quicker. Yes, crouching. As you use Suzu, if you're throwing it on yourself, you can lower the amount of travel time between you and the floor and get it off on yourself a little bit faster. But if you get into the habit of that, you need to be careful not to build that habit too much to the point where you do it when trying to throw it on other people, because it also reduces the arc of the Suzu, and the Suzu has like a small arc, like one of these guys, right, as you throw it, and sometimes you need that to make it travel the distance it needs to go. So if you crouch and try and throw it on someone else, it may not travel far enough to actually hit that person, which is a pain in the ass and something that I had to learn to stop doing. So use it when you're doing it on you. Don't crouch when you're throwing it for somebody else.
Coalescence charging.
Okay, so right now, you know that your team is coming back. You want to go up with Hog and push your angle, because you know that their team is going to be coming back through here. You want to be up in their face, ready to throw some kunai, trying to get a quick elimination, because the faster you make this a 4v5 in favor of your team, the easier it will be for you to win this point. Their team has already generated 50% of the way to the next point. You're listening. I think you're listening right now, but you are far away from your team and kind of out in the middle of the open. I feel like you're listening. Like you're trying to see if anybody's coming in on the flank angles. That's what it looked like to me. Right here on this initiation, as they come around this corner, you can utilize Suzu immediately. Or not Suzu, you can utilize Kitsune immediately and use this to initiate the fight and force them back into this lane here. And in doing so, your team needs to be with you, right? So you got to call it out, like, hey, I'm about to Suzu in front of them, and then that way your team can get aggressive and push in, which will force their team to retreat or die. And again, the faster you get an elimination, the faster you snowball this in your favor. You're looking for the moment. Their team is coming around the corner. You see their Bastion is going for that flank angle. You got the window. So you're going to counter their window with your Kitsune. This is dangerous, though, for a number of reasons. The kunai headshot is enough to one-hit you, basically, when the window is up. So you actually don't want to use it against the window. The window, the easiest way to counter it is just to back up to here, right? And then that denies the entire value of their window. And yes, that means that they can walk around the side or take this flank angle like the Bastion is doing, right? But that also means that you will never be hit with the double damage projectile. And in doing so, you will save your own life. And then from here, right, if you back up far enough, you can use the Kitsune from here to, like, it's about this long, right, from here to Roadhog. You can use the Kitsune from here to challenge them as they come down the ramp without having to worry about fighting into their window. So now is the time to Suzu. And he's gone. That's all right. It is what it is. You Suzu'd your tank. There's nothing wrong with that. Your Moira's going in. She needs to stand in the Kitsune rush to get more damage output from her Coalescence, though. You quick swift step over to your Sombra, which is great because it gets you out of the spicy noodles, or I guess because he's on the blue team, the chili noodles, right? Get you out of there and make sure that you stay alive. That is a good high-level play on your part. Now that you know where it is, you can reposition to this high ground position, and in doing so, you'll give yourself the kind of bird's eye view of everything that's happening on the point here. You are using your aggression here. Don't forget the 2-second rule. 2-second rule being that you throw kunai, you get aggressive for no more than 2 seconds, and then you go back to supporting someone. And in doing so, you will never force yourself to be like aggressive in a time where you could have been supporting someone. You did it like that was like the perfect amount of time, maybe like a half a second too long, but like basically the perfect amount of time to be aggressive, and then you go back to support, right? And in doing so, showing your teeth to this Roadhog forces him backwards a little bit, makes him second guess, and now your hog is going to come around the corner. You toss the Suzu, but it doesn't quite reach him because he jumped back up onto the high ground there. And with the whole hog from the enemy team coming out, it's very unlikely that he's going to get a kill now. But if he'd have gotten your hog into the wall, he very easily could have killed your Roadhog here. You are trying to keep your Moira alive, but they C9 the point, completely unaware that the point is about to end, and in doing so, lose themselves the game when he could have walked straight to the point with that whole hog. Like, imagine, I'm just going to back it up just a hair. Imagine in this scenario, if their Roadhog had come around this way, dropped down, and walked straight onto the point with his whole hog. You know what I mean? Like, that is his moment to shine. He is the most dangerous during that ultimate, and not only that, but he can continue to move and use Take a Breather to keep himself alive. He is the most dangerous while utilizing that ultimate. If he had thought of it differently, and honestly, they probably still would have lost, but that would have been his chance to push the point, right? I'd be so happy to have this as my support, 100%. Yeah, like, Katie, you did incredible in this game. Like, your decisions were all on point. You made very, very few, if you can even call them mistakes, you made very few, I'll say missteps along the way, where you, like, had slight variations in things you could have done to have maybe gotten a little bit more value or, you know, like, kept yourself a little bit safer, but by and large, you were on point with everything that you did in this game. Very, very solid gameplay on your part. And my main criticism of you is to break yourself of the habit of throwing your Suzu at the moment you swift step to someone else. Just keep that in your back pocket. Save it for the moments when you really need it, because the cooldown is so long, right? It's a 15-second cooldown. It's an incredibly long time to be vulnerable in a position where you may need the cleanse effect, or you may need the immunity to keep yourself or your teammates alive. So just be a little bit more reserved with using the combo of Swift Step Suzu. Just keep that in mind as you play more, and continue doing everything else that you're doing, because you are very good at this. You're very good at Overwatch. You understand how to play. You play with your team. You understand how to support and when to support. You're not afraid to throw kunai, which is great. You take duels. You follow up on damage. You take moments where you can be aggressive without putting your team in danger. You did everything right. Pretty much you did everything right, by and large. This was a very, very good gameplay, and I want to thank Katie K for sending this gameplay in. And again, if you guys would like to have your gameplay reviewed here on the show, you can send me the import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. Alternatively, you can join our Discord and drop it in the Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews channel, and that way you can get your gameplay reviewed here as well, and be part of our community where we talk about Overwatch. We send memes back and forth to each other. We drop clips here and there, and yeah, so join up and come hang out with us. And I think that you guys will, I think the more of these that you send in, the better we will get as a community at playing this game. We will continue to climb in the ranks. We'll continue to see our rank go up and up. The longer we play together, the better off we will all be. And I want to say thanks again for sending that in. And I always have a great time doing these. And even though Overwatch is in kind of a dry spell right now, it was important to me that I jump in and review this gameplay while it was still active before Blizzard goes ahead and deletes all of the gameplay. Because they do delete it. With every patch, they reset all of your gameplay reviews. So the faster I get these done, the more of them I will be able to put out, because Blizzard comes in and just wipes our saved games so often that it becomes very difficult if I let them sit for a day or two to know whether or not those review codes will still be active. So that is our review of the Kiriko that refuses to die, and I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out. I love hearing the review. It's great to get another opinion, definitely. And I love doing these. Like, the spectating gameplay is some of my most enjoyable content to create outside of just, like, playing the game with you guys and, like, getting a chance to jump in with everybody and, like, and show our skills, you know, show off our abilities here. Like, spectating is super fun. And if you guys have any, like, Overwatch 2 hot takes, or you have any, like, you have any Reddit posts that you want to hear discussed, you can also send that stuff to me over on the Discord, and I'll turn those into some shows as well. You know, whatever you guys got. Like I said, right now is kind of a low point in terms of Overwatch popularity, because it is nearing the end of Season 10, and we are going to be moving into Season 11 here in just a few weeks, with presumably some more balance patches and a little bit of map rework going on inside of Season 11. Because we got Venture here in Season 10, we will not be getting a new hero, but the next hero up is a support player. A support hero will be coming in Season 12, so I'm looking forward to whatever support player they do bring into the game. We'll be diving in hard with them, and like I said before, it's tough to play Venture in this current meta. I think Venture is a very mid-level damage dealer, as far as the abilities that they have, as far as the things that they can do. I don't think they're bad by any means, but I think that they are not good by any means either. And because of that, we had our time with them, and until some changes happen to the character or the meta at large, I need to take a sip of my Red Bull. I think we're just going to steer clear of Venture gameplay. Okay. I also placed Gold 1 for DPS, which isn't terrible, and it's less stressful than Tank. Diamond and Plat rank is tough. Yeah, it is tough. Not like it's hard games, but the people are brutal. The games are hard too. You know, the games feel... A lot of times when you play quick play and then you go into comp, you'll notice that, like, even at higher ranks, the quick play games feel just as hard in terms of gameplay as the competitive games, and that's because there's skill-based matchmaking across the board. So, like, you are facing a lot of times you are facing people who are very close to your skill level anyway in quick play or in comp. But the higher in rank you go, and the more people you play with on a team, the more coordinated the enemy becomes, and because of that, the higher ranks become very difficult to make plays in. Especially when you are teamed up with one or more people, because the game will prioritize putting you with another group as well. So the level of communication is kind of equal, and because of that, like, it becomes difficult to pull things off as the ranks go up. And yeah, the people, the egos are the brutal thing in my opinion, right? Like, it'd be one thing if people spoke a lot and they were very matter-of-fact with their opinions, and they were like objective and, like, you know, right a lot of the time, but really a lot of the times they're just rude, and they're just like speaking of things from their emotional point of view instead of speaking of things from a matter-of-fact point of view, and that hurts us overall as gamers. Like, that feedback that they give when they're emotional and they're upset about things is not as good as, like, someone spectating your game and being able to look at it and just straight up give feedback, because, like, we're not tied into the to the result. You know, our good mood isn't tied into whether or not you win or lose that game. And so because of that, a lot of times they'll just shit talk each other instead of actually doing something to, like, to make the game go better, right? They'll just spew some hate speech at each other instead, and like that never goes over well, right? Like that's the fastest way to lose a game, is to start spiraling your team out of control. Sorry, they are hard. I meant like the people are rougher in the game. A tank, yeah, and the tank will always get the blame. That is going to be the case as long as there is only one tank in Overwatch. And like, I don't anticipate us going back to 6v6 anytime soon. The tank is the role that gets the most hate by far. It's tank first, then support, and then DPS get hated on by like support players who figured out that they also have a damage ability, and by tank players who don't understand how, like, both of these players don't understand how the scoreboard works or what the numbers and stuff on there mean. But like, you will find the most loudmouthed vocal minority is people who don't know how to play Overwatch and don't know what is going on, right? Like, they don't understand why the tank has high damage. They don't understand why Moira has high damage. They don't understand why the DPS has less damage than the tank. Like, they don't understand the scoreboard or what it means. And a lot of times, when you look at it, they have like 7 deaths or like 9 deaths or something like that too. So not only do they not know what all of the scoreboard stats mean, they lack the context for the scoreboard stats to understand why they are what they are. They also are bad at staying alive, and just in general bad at grouping up and playing Overwatch the way that Overwatch as a hero shooter needs to be played. Yeah, so yeah, 100%. It's first tank. Tank gets the worst. They get the worst hate speech. They get the worst, like, contradictions. They will constantly be told to swap their hero pick. They'll be constantly criticized as to the spots that they take, the points that they play, the spots that they are like hanging out, where they're taking space or not. They will 100% of the time just be like shredded into the ground. And like everybody will jump on them. They'll pile on them because there's only one, right? And there's nobody to back them up in the things that they want to do. It's not like it's 6v6 where there's another tank there to like there's like a Winston dives in, and then there's a Diva's defense matrix on top of him protecting the Winston so that Winston can actually get some value. It doesn't happen like that anymore. So it's very tough. It's very tough to be the tank. It's tough to play the tank role. It is the least forgiving. There is a streamer and a content creator that a couple of months ago said something in one of their videos that resonates super hard, and it's when you play tank, there are like a dozen wrong decisions to make, and there is one correct decision to make, and you know, the margin for error goes smaller and smaller the higher in rank you go, and so because of that, like you know, the tank is always going to get the worst hate. And then after that, you're going to hear stupid people say, we have bad support. And like, yeah, sometimes you genuinely do have support that are maybe not taking advantage of their opportunities, or they're maybe not taking advantage of their ability to either provide support in certain scenarios, or provide damage in the places that they could, or, you know, use their abilities properly or whatever. But like those people in general, like you'll hear it from bad tanks. They'll be like, a bad tank will be on the bad support train all day long, right? A bad DPS who doesn't know how to keep themselves alive will be on the bad support train all day long, right? And then when the tank defends them, the DPS will go, yeah, well, you didn't make space, right? And it's just because they're stupid. They just don't know how to play. They're stupid and inexperienced, and they don't understand how to be good. And because they don't understand how to be good, they get frustrated, and it's natural, like it is more natural to blame someone else for your problems than it is to take responsibility and understand that there are also places where we can improve. And at the end of the day, we win as a team, we lose as a team. So for all the shit talking we do back and forth, it doesn't matter because we all still lost, right? And that's what it comes down to. That's really what that's when you break it down. When you win as a team and you lose as a team, any amount of negative speech doesn't matter because you still lost, right? Even the guy who's saying, oh, the tank should swap, even the DPS player who's saying they're not getting any heals, even the support player who's playing Moira and wonders why their DPS damage is so low, like all of them are still on the losing team together, right? It's a team game. We could all be doing better. Spud, you are so right. You are so right. Sometimes, yeah, the tank isn't great, but what about the DPS? One bad teammate means we all suck. Everyone makes mistakes. And I talk about that all the time in these gameplay reviews. We all make dozens of mistakes in every single game that we play. And, like, even on the games when we get 0 deaths, we still make mistakes. And, like, it is human to err, right? As the saying goes, right? It is human to make mistakes. And we all do it. None of us are perfect. Even if we play what we feel like is a perfect game, you go back and you watch that gameplay reviewed, you will find places where you could have done things differently. That's just how it is. That's just the reality of life. And the more that we can get around the narrative of, like, this person is the reason we lost, or that person is the reason we lost, the more we can get around that, take our own personal responsibility, and realize the places that we could have played better, the better we will do as gamers, and especially in a competitive atmosphere like this. I'll watch the enemy team shred their tank apart, and I'm sitting there like, ain't no way you're blaming him when I haven't seen you do anything. 100%. That's it. And they'll do it, and your team will do it too, you know, and, like, our teams do it all the time. They do it all the time. They sit there and they talk smack on each other, and, like, again, and they'll throw, sometimes you'll see DPS and support, they will lose the first team fight, and then they will literally just sit and spawn, talking trash to each other for the entire game. They will give up the game after losing one fight, and then just straight up blame everybody else and give up. And, like, that's crazy to me. I can't wrap my head around that. I don't understand why people do this. I don't understand why they think it's okay to just give up after one fight. You know, it's crazy. People are crazy, dude. People are nuts. Team game. At the end of the day, it's a team game. Whether we win, whether we lose, we all could have done things differently. And at the end of the day as well, it is just a game. None of us are in the Overwatch League, which doesn't even exist anymore, right? Like, we don't have to worry about playing this game professionally. Like, even those of us who play games for their job, we still zone out too. We still go on autopilot too. Like, there are games where I'm not paying full attention, where I could be doing, you know, I could be, like, tracking enemy ultimates, or I could be paying attention to enemy abilities that get used and calling them out better. Like, we all go on autopilot as well. So, like, you know, what can you do? What can you do? Okay, so I have more Destiny that I need to jump into, and I am at the end of my legendary campaign for Destiny 2. So Spud says, we were winning a game pretty well, and our DPS said, get off Widow, see you next Tuesday. And I'm like, it's quick play. Where are you supposed to practice? Like, we are winning. Who cares if they are 5, whatever? Yeah, exactly. And, like, when people tell you to switch, most of the time, the people telling you to swap don't know who you should swap to anyway, right? Like, they don't know your ability. They don't know your mechanical skill. They don't know who you practice. They don't know who you're good with. They don't know you at all most of the time. They have no right to be telling you who to swap to begin with. And in quick play, that is literally the place where you go to practice heroes. That is literally the spot where you go to practice your heroes. If you're not in there doing it in quick play, it means you're doing it in comp, and that's inevitably going to make people upset as well, you know? And, like, I used to get flamed. Sometimes I would get flamed when I'd be in games and they'd be like, why are you playing so passively? And I'd pull up the scoreboard and I have like 1 death or 2 deaths or something, right? And they have like 7 deaths. And I'm like, look, fam, why don't you worry about yourself, dude? Why don't you worry about staying alive? Take some cover, play around your team, understand the game on a more fundamental level before you throw shade at me. Not only am I leading in the DPS, I have the least deaths and the most limbs. And, like, the reason that I'm playing passively is because I'm not dying like you are. Like, I'm not throwing my life away like you are. Like, but, you know, a lot of times it's just better. And another thing that I 100% encourage for everyone is if you have complaints about someone on your team, say it out loud in real life. Say it to your friends in your private chat. Do not say it to the people in the game. Don't say it to them. It's only going to make them tilt. And, like, as soon as you tilt, you've already lost. As soon as someone on your team loses their cool, they've already lost the game. And there's nothing they can do about it. It's over, dude. So it's not even worth telling them. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's not even worth saying anything to those people. You could say it privately, and you can get the same amount of value that you would have gotten if you'd have said it publicly, because nothing will change probably anyway. You know what I mean? It's quick play. Quick play is for practice for the most part. Yeah, exactly. Quick play is for practice. It's like people die and pull the scoreboard out, like, who can I blame? That's it. They'll pull the scoreboard up, they're like, which one of these motherfuckers is catching the salt today? I'm gonna throw some shade somebody's way, and it's gonna be the person whose name I don't like the most, right? It's really dumb. And again, a lot of these people don't even know what to do anyway. They don't even know what the stats on the scoreboard mean. They don't even know. So, alright, so I don't want to drag this out too long, and I do appreciate the discussion. But I am going to end the show here. We're going to end it here because I need to go and finish some stuff on Destiny, but I wanted to get this gameplay review out of the way, and in doing so, I don't have to, like, not get it out of the way, but I wanted to get it in before we lost the review code, and in doing so, I don't have to make a new thumbnail and do all kinds of other stuff to set it up on the back end for YouTube and for Twitch. I need to finish my Destiny Legend campaign, which we are at the very last, like, part of the last, like, 30 minutes. And so while I streamed the first part of it the other day, which I streamed for 7 hours and was only able to get in for, like, 2, so I played, like, 2 or 3 missions the other day, and then I had to call the stream because, like, it was, I was literally on for 7 hours and I just couldn't play the game. I don't mind streaming the beginning of the campaign, but when it's fresh and new like this, I don't want to stream the spoilers. So I don't want to stream the end of the campaign, because I don't want somebody who wants to come and support the show come out and then have the story spoiled for them in a way that they were waiting to, experience on their own. You know what I mean? I feel like it's respectful to just do that privately, and then in a couple of weeks I can play it through on a show and not have to worry about the spoiler alert happening and, like, ruining somebody's enjoyment of what is the culmination of a 10-year saga, right? So, like, yeah, it's important to me to maintain fidelity and integrity to make sure that we are all experiencing this very impactful moment in the Destiny community the way that we choose to experience it. I tried to do this before the show so that we could have a longer show today, but unfortunately Destiny went down for maintenance as soon as I got back from dropping my kid off from school, and I saved this last bit of it so that I could do it on my own while no one was around, so that I could be fully immersed and enjoy the cutscene and like love the last fight and, like, rave about how good it is and stuff like that, right? And as soon as I got home, I was super excited. I sat down at the desk, I booted that shit up, and it was like, Destiny 2 servers are offline for maintenance. And then, so I promptly flipped a table and then got on about getting on to what I could do next. Great to see you again. Glad you're well. Spud, I will be back. When you say great to see me again, it makes me feel like it's been a long time, and like we're not going to see each other again for a while. We will be here. We will be here. We will be doing our thing, and I promise I will be online as often as I possibly can. So I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord as to what's going on. Stargazer is at a point in her job now. She had started a new job back in the beginning of April. She started a new job and was out every day until 5 p.m. And so because of that, 34 years, can't believe it. If you ever see a Neptune T or Morrowind in game, say hi. Morrowind, yes. 34 years since the beginning of since what? 34 years since I was born? 34 years since we've seen each other last? How long it's been since I've been in chat. It does feel like, yeah, it's 84 years ago, I used to watch DudeNoWay stream Overwatch. You know? It does feel like that sometimes. It does. But yeah, so anyway, so Stargazer is at a point in her job now where she's able to work from home 2 days a week, and those days are Wednesday and Friday. So on Wednesday and Friday, I'm not going to be able to put on the show, and on Saturday, I am usually busy on Saturday doing stuff with the family and trying to, like, that's like our one day when we really all have together, unless my daughter goes to her mom's for the weekend, which we're getting closer to summer, so she'll be there more often, and my Saturdays will be opened up a little bit more often. We talked about human soup. We got our ideas stolen from us by McDonald's, who put out a Grandma McFlurry after we specifically talked about having real grandma in the soup. Right? Like, it's for real, though. They really did. What's going on with you, Mickey D's? Why are you doing this to us? So anyway. So yeah, so I will not be around on Wednesdays and Fridays, at least for the foreseeable future, because Star's desk and my desk are, like, 5 feet away from each other. We're like right next to each other. So she's on the phone, right? And she's like taking insurance calls. She works in insurance. She's taking calls for insurance. So if I'm over here screaming my ass off about what's happening in Overwatch or whatever game I'm playing at the time, like, that's just not gonna work, right? So Wednesdays and Fridays I probably will not be live for a while, but that being said, and Saturday, so Wednesday, Friday, Saturday probably won't be live for a while, but I will be live pretty much every other day of the week. So the other 4 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I should be able to go live, and we can have a good show of it. We've got the Destiny DLC that just came out, the final shape, so I'm excited for that. I'm going to be playing that. We are getting past the campaign part and into the part where I can realistically stream, because it's mostly grinding, so I can come in, I can hang out with you guys. You guys can see Destiny, and see, you know, if you would, like, even if you have never played it before, maybe it piques your interest, and you decide you do want to get in on a PvE-style first-person shooter. It does have PvP, but it's more of a PvE game. So you can see a different first-person shooter type of game with kind of a different feel, and you know, very group-oriented Destiny is. So I'll be playing that for a while. The Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC is coming out on June 20th, and I will 100% be playing that. I'm very excited for that, and like, Elden Ring is like my favorite, one of my favorite games ever. So I can't wait for that to come out. Yes, sir, I know, but DudeNoWay in the back. We put gangsters in the soup. Yo, they don't know. They don't know how deep the soup goes. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea. But yeah, so I'll be playing the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, on June 20th, and then Overwatch Season 11 will be coming out soon thereafter. I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with me today. Thank you to Spud, and good luck to James. I hope that your surgery goes well. I'm sorry that you don't have your gallstones out yet. Thank you to Katie K for sending in today's gameplay footage, and if you guys didn't see it, make sure that you go back to the beginning of the stream and watch it. Thank you to DeMarcus for coming to hang out, and for everybody else who was here and was lurking, thank you guys. You know I love you. I will be back on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and I will see you in the next stream. Take care.